Here is, I guess he's got his diff locked. Here we are, fueling up the DRZ. Looks, I have no idea how much fuel this thing actually holds. They said it's a 3.1 gallon tank, but I just don't believe it. So we'll take a look at it here, and then we'll take it off-road, do a little on-road, off-road. The whole idea behind this bike was I wanted it to look like something you would not want to steal. So pretty much everything is unfinished. All the, paint work and whatnot. Yeah, so let's go. As we're getting over to the trail system, right behind my house, I will tell you kind of the story of this bike. So, this bike started out as a kickstart only DRZ. It's like a 2000, I think. Yeah, Tyler kind of, he sort of got me interested in getting a DRZ, and so I was looking, and we found one here in St. George that, actually looked really clean. So we went and looked at it. We described it as suspiciously clean, and it was, the guy detailed it like perfectly. There wasn't a speck of dirt on it, and that's a red flag. So anyways, especially for a bike that is meant to go off-road. Anyways, I bought it. It was like $2,500 US, and the owner told me, that it had a big bore kit installed, which was, that's cool. Anyways, I drove it about 60 miles, and the motor seized. Took the motor apart, come find out there was a hose clamp for your breather hose had fallen into the engine while the guy was doing the big bore kit, got chewed up, and there's a passage that goes from the crankcase up through the cylinder to the top end. And lo and behold, it was blocking oil. And so the top end was starved for oil, and the camshafts fused to the cam journal, and that was the end of that engine. Well, I did a bunch of work for Tyler, and he's such a nice guy. He actually gave me this engine. So this thing was a kickstart only, and he gave me this engine with the magic button, and I kind of had this vision that because I'm not sure where I'm going to be living next year, so I kind of had this vision, maybe I do sort of like a cafe racer or a scrambler, and that's what ended up happening. We'll go over here. There's kind of some weird stuff I can show you. So yeah, it was really nice of him to do that. This is the engine from his DRZ. If you look at the video, I think he called it like the tragedy of the Black Widow or something. This is the engine that was used by his, I want to say his buddy sold him a DRZ that was kind of clapped out. We'll do some jumping. or I've actually heard it jumping in Norway. Ooh, we'll go through some sandy bits. Come on. There we go. Some deep sand right there. Every time you jump this bike, here, I'll show you. Every time you jump this bike, the back tire goes into the license plate. Ooh, that's a bad one. That is a bad one. Yeah. Have to get that taken care of. Is it legal? It's up for debate. That looks good. Anyways, so here it is. The engine from Tyler's Black Widow. Thank you again for giving me that. If you're watching. The frame for my bike. So you can see this is the kickstart only subframe. That's a radiator from a Suzuki SV650. Some components I got from Evil Bay. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little bike. I've got to do a couple things. Front turn signals, to be determined. And I've got to move the license plate up because it keeps getting hit. Yeah, we will. These Tusk tires are they're pretty decent on the road, but on this dirt they are very, very loose. Sorry if you hear me just heavy breathing. The mic is like practically in my mouth. Oh. This is a neat little trail system. It's kind of nice on my lunch break. I work from home. And on my lunch break, I'll come out here either on the DRZ or my Yamaha or my Beta. And just kind of, go for a quick wrap.